Okay. We should be live now. I think Martin will go over and check our audio again. Every day we've messed up the audio just a little bit, and we intend to get it right by about halfway through the afternoon. So hopefully we got it right again today. It's day 4 of broadcasting from Ligman, day 5 of Lighton Building.
Yep.
I have lost all track of time completely. I don't even know. I don't know what day it is.
A little bit tired.
I've seen so many lights.
I think it's a Thursday.
Okay.
So I need to say really cliched hello to my mum, because I know she's watching, and my dad and my daughter Campbell.
Hello, Campbell. Hope you're feeling
She's
better.
Off school today.
Yeah.
Really cliched, but actually, yeah. Hello. But every day we've had different people with us, different designers or people involved with lighting, and we've not told anyone who's watching who those people are, so everyone's a surprise. So we've done the same again today. So we're going to ask our new guests to introduce themselves and tell us a bit about themselves. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. So, Zeynep and me, Sabine, are happy to be here. Thanks for inviting us. So my name is Sabine de Schutter, and I run my lighting studio in Berlin called Studio de Schutter. So yeah, Zeynep and I study together with Mar. Zeynep, a bit more.
I'm Zeynep from Turkey. At the moment I'm working with Arup Istanbul, so lighting designer as well. Thank you for having us.
Excellent. And when did you both arrive in Frankfurt?
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday around lunchtime, so we're still fresh.
Oh, that's good, yeah. And
That's why you're all happy and perfect, and we're sitting here like...
we're like slumped and tired and jaded.
When will it end?
Only one evening party behind us.
It's quite quiet out there today as well, which is really... Yesterday, everywhere was packed. Today, you can just sort of wander about a bit easier, can't you?
A bit more chilled,
Yeah,
a bit more chilled. But so, in the short time you've been here, we've been asking people about sort of favourite things they've seen or sort of trends they might be noticing. Is there anything in particular that you thought, wow, that was amazing, a product or anything?
What for me stood out so far is really like how every manufacturer is going for this miniaturization.
Yeah.
So really smaller things. We see more connectivity, not really a surprise there.
Yeah.
And a lot of human-centric lighting. Like if you don't have that in your booth, I don't know.
After that's exactly how everybody is taking human-centric lighting, isn't it? It's this year's catchphrase. Nobody knows what it is or it does.
There is one manufacturer that's even abbreviated it, and they've just written HCL.
Yes.
Like that's going to be a thing.
And there's one that's got enhanced human-centric lighting. So
Next level.
Next level.
I wondered if that meant enhanced humans as opposed to
It's not.
enhanced human-centric lighting. That's what everyone else has said. So that's a good.
Yeah.
Everybody said weird acronyms, human-centric, smart. What does it all mean? But have you seen any products that you thought were interesting or inspiring?
Yeah, well, as everything is getting tinier and becoming, controlled through apps and systems and so on. Whoever integrated these movements and magnets and running things, I think they are interesting. But of course, I don't know, in terms of products, it's not as interesting as before. Like this year, it was all like controls and all these things. So
yes, there's a lot of people focusing on controls and technology rather than new fittings.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's a good observation.
Yeah, so I think it's also like this softer level of innovation. I mean, I've seen a lot of interesting products where I'm like, linking the brand to the product again. So Light and Building is really a relevant event, and for us as designers, refreshing our minds, giving inspiration, that definitely. So an event where again, like now, I think it's much more on the light beam and the soft spread and the lenses.
Yes.
So somehow the whole industry is probably getting a bit more mature.
Yeah.
I think it's lighting designers come to the show really wanting to be inspired and really, please show us new things, and then get very disappointed if that isn't there. So with all the designers we've spoken to, sort of like,
There's been a few things.
been a
And
few
Yeah.
somebody did
products,
say yesterday, similar to what you've just said, they said that optics are back now. So there's lots of products that we'd sort of lost in the transition to LED, like really good asymmetric throw-up lights or
Gobo
gobo
projector.
projectors,
Yeah,
framing
yeah, yeah.
projectors. And there's a lot of that out there this year. So it seems like
Yeah.
optics are coming back now. People are looking at spreaders and stuff
Yeah.
like so.
Yeah, so just before we were doing a boot tour, and there as well, like for outdoor luminaires, the variety of spread lenses,
Lenses.
and
Yeah.
also filters, you know, to get
Colors through filters
Yeah.
again. Like as you said, like kind of getting back to the old school things.
Yeah.
What we used to
Yeah.
have.
So tools you otherwise see more for museum fixtures, track spotlights, now also being used in the outdoor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More anti-glare. So I would say it's really like this innovation on a softer level.
Yeah.
That's really good
Yeah,
observation.
Yeah. So, but
Go on.
when you point,
I say, I know what you're going to say, so you can say it.
do you know what I'm going to
Yeah.
say?
So-
We also at the same time as light building, there is the big sort of light art event happening out on the streets of Frankfurt called Luminale. We haven't talked about it much with
No.
anybody because it's been so cold here that a lot of people who would have gone out normally
Yeah.
to see installations said, "Oh, I haven't gone out." But so you're the first person we know actually has your studio has a project out there. Can you tell us a bit about the project?
Yes, sure. So the project we have there is a cooperation project we're doing with Vulcan Lighting. They're an LED manufacturer, but instead of like being the classical sponsor, it was really a cooperation between
Yeah.
us. So we co-created this installation in which we said we want something interactive, something playful, but not just use the normal controls, DMX, color changing. So the interaction and the playfulness within this installation is really between the observer and the object. So whilst you're passing by, your view of the installation will
Yeah.
change. And if you're like in a magic spot, one shape will resolve itself. So and therefore the installation is called Your Point of View. Again, this concept on two levels, questioning in this time your political point of view, maybe searching for the point of view. And with us, with lighting design, our design is highly influenced by the observer and the interaction.
Yeah.
I mean, that is for us the interface between our design, our work, and how people perceive it. So that is the core of this installation.
So where is it located? Is it on tonight?
It's on tonight.
Where's the location?
It's still until Friday, so Saturday morning I'll be taking
That's your
things
job.
down.
Yeah, that's your job.
We've got, so there are actually 3 objects spread out through the park, which is called Taunusanlage. From the fair, it's a 10 minutes walk, or you take the train, which is about like not even 5 minutes. It's 2 stops.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay. And do you think you'll take the installation to any other events?
yeah, there's been interest from lighting festival in Weimar called Enis Loki. There might be some other German festivals have approached us, and actually also one in Scotland. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
we'll see where we'll be touring.
So you were together at Vismar on the
Yes.
lighting program there. What led you into lighting? What made you interested in lighting?
I have studied interior architecture actually, and when I was studying, I realized the interior space is not only what you draw and how you plan. It's about materials, it's about texture, light, and acoustics. So I said, if I want to be a better interior architect, I have to know one of them at least better to make a difference. And lighting was much more interesting. But I still didn't know what lighting design was until I entered my first class
Yeah.
in Vismar.
I think that's not unusual, is it? Look.
Then they give us like bunch of different lectures, light and science, health and light, and I was like, where am I? And then like I realized what lighting design is, and it attracted me much more. So after my half a year in Vismar, I decided I'm just gonna be a lighting designer and focus on light.
You got the passion.
Yeah.
What was your background, or what led you to lighting?
Yeah, also my background is in interior architecture, and somehow by coincidence I entered a lighting workshop led by Kurt van Meulen from ACT. and there it was suddenly like, whoa, there's lighting design. You know, I'm
Yeah.
here on the verge of graduating, and I've never heard of this. So that really opened up this new profession to me. And like that, I started researching for lighting universities and chose Wismar, basically because of the 2-year program with integrated
And also the practice.
internship. So
Yeah.
that was really a really good step then to like working.
Yeah.
as well.
Shall I make you ask a question?
No, it's fine. You keep
No,
going.
you
I'm
keep
enjoying.
question.
What we've got as well is we've got some very sort of random questions on our
Uh-huh.
magic cards that
Whoa.
we're picking. So this is a good question. We've asked quite a few people this.
Okay.
What is the best thing about coming to Light and Building for you?
Oh, well, definitely seeing each other again.
Exactly.
I think maybe many have answered that, but yes, events like this are also for us fun to meet up again. And secondly, I would say for me, it's the inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, like sharing the ideas is always important because we are all spread around the world and then we come together on this
Yeah.
event. Of course, we are visiting stands and knowing more about the technology, but it's also good to hear it from other colleagues.
Yeah.
Everyone's.
I think
said the
that's
same
yeah.
answer.
Everybody comes here because it's
Yeah.
really nice to see people they haven't
See
seen
your
for a
friends
long
from
time.
around the world that are
Yeah.
all passionate about lighting.
Yeah, it's a really nice community. You can do one from the random pile.
Have you seen anything that's not an LED?
Oh,
Whoa.
besides the pole.
I mean, is it an LED pole?
Any lights?
There is some things out there. There's a few. We've seen a
Apparently,
few.
there's a couple. Yeah.
Well, we've seen two. We've seen two stands that have laser.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
But no,
Yeah.
LED.
No.
Right, we'll pick one more. Oh, that's good. What's your favourite hall? In which one do you like going in the most? Or
Oh.
Shall we say it or not?
you could say.
Well, I guess three has the main
Yeah.
manufacturers, but then in four you can be surprised.
Yes, that's as
So-
well. Like 4 is maybe like the underdog a little bit.
Yeah.
There I get this new, maybe upcoming brand.
You'll sort of stumble across something in
Yes,
4,
yes.
whereas 3,
Exactly.
Yeah.
you know what's going to be in there, don't you?
Exactly,
Really,
yeah.
every year.
That's
Yeah.
like the safe point. Three is safe. You just
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
there and
Okay.
Okay.
Shall we?
Yeah, that's brilliant.
We'll
Thank you
release
very
you.
much. We'll release you
you.
back to explore the rest of the halls.
And
And we'll be back in about 5 minutes. or something
think
else.
so.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, right, we are back on live now. Should be. I think the audio's working again.
Okay, good.
Right, let me switch to big camera. And you're going to introduce our new guest?
I think if anyone was actually watching,
Apart from your mom.
I don't know if she said she went to go and answer the door. She's not even watching anymore. Probably the coolest thing would be is the fact that no one knows who we're talking to next. So everyone has got like really famous people coming in. So we've got 3 new people. One of them is not going to speak because she's too hungover. So she's in the
She's
corner.
too hungover,
Slightly
so
off
we don't
camera.
tell who it is.
And all you can see is a recovery
It's her
drink.
drink, hair at the top. But we've also got Paul James from Arc magazine, and
Hello.
we have Christopher Bowder of White Void and Kinetic
That's
Lights.
right, yeah.
So we'll just get you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your thing.
Where you're from?
Paul.
My thing, I'm Paul James. I am the editor and publisher of Dark and Arc magazines, and
You're as
also,
hungover as-
no, I am absolutely fine. I'm very tired. It's been a long week, but I'm not hungover. But so I'm also the organizer of Dark Awards and Dark Room with you kind people
Oh,
here.
yeah.
That thing that we do together.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, a lot of this trip has been to do with that as well, sort of getting people on board, as well as finding out about new products and stuff like that. So
And
it's
you've been
been
here for a
full
long
on
time, haven't you? You were on
since Sunday.
Since Sunday, yeah. You're hardcore.
Hardcore, lots of Fitbit miles and steps being
With
taken.
that would have been an awesome question, actually. We should have
How
asked
many?
people,
How many
how
steps?
many steps
Yeah.
have you done every day?
That was
So-
a guy today. He told me like 7 kilometers today.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think on our first on Saturday, just went like 15,000 steps.
Yeah,
or
I'm
something.
averaging
Yeah,
about
I think,
15.
15,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway,
Christopher, introduce yourself.
I'm Christopher.
To Sharon's mom.
I'm
And daughter,
where's
Campbell.
the camera? Which
It's
one?
this one.
Hello, Sharon's mom. I'm Christopher. Nice to meet you. I'm the founder of White Void, which is a creative light design and interior architecture studio. And on the side, we happen to develop a kinetic lighting product. It's called Kinetic Lights. Obviously, it's a motor system that allows us to move large arrays of lights in space. Basically, that's what we're here with. Also,
yeah, I was
on
going to
Light
say
and Building.
you're here.
Yes.
Where is your stand? If
Our
anyone wants to
stand is in
visit,
Hall 1.1 G50. Yeah.
It's quite cool.
Definitely
Go and
worth a
visit. Go
yeah.
and visit.
And you've also got an installation here, haven't you?
Yeah, we did an installation for Fiesmann. It's for those who don't know, it's what you have in your basement. It's a German heating system
boiler.
company. Yeah, it's a boiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we created a 5-meter like a digital fire installation for them.
Which we went to see on Sunday when it was freezing outside.
Yeah,
And
it was really-
felt the
no,
warmth.
it really felt like it was like keeping people warm. But okay, do you want to say a little bit more about the plans for Dark Room and the Dark Awards this year, Paul?
Yes, yeah, I would.
Don't have to,
I would love
you could
to. So I guess there's a couple of changes. We're moving Dark Room from Holborn in central London to Shoreditch,
In
as you
trendy
know,
London, right?
in
Corbett,
trendy London,
Corbett,
Trendy London.
yeah.
designer London. So, and we're going to make it a 2-day show, but make it last all evening so that people can come after work and
Yeah.
have more of a social time.
It's going to be after dark.
Yes,
we've
after
been-
dark. We like that one.
We have been asking everybody, like, or lots of people, what's the best thing about coming to Light and Building? And sort of 80% said meeting up with people.
It's very much relationship focused, isn't it? All of this.
Yeah.
So I think we make it much more of a social occasion. And then with the awards, the big change is we're moving it to December, so we can have a Christmas party.
Yay!
Because as we were discussing, there used to be lots of Christmas parties that we got invited to, but that all seems to have dried up now. So we
So
thought
we're
we'd
gonna
make
throw
our own.
one. Throw our own.
Yeah.
And I love a good theme. Every time we try and do the event, I
Got
say,
to have
"Can
it.
we have a
You always
theme?
want a theme,
Can we have
don't
a
you?
theme?"
Now it's Christmas
And
lights.
they
Yeah.
always talk about
Decadence.
it. But Christmas,
Christmas
Christmas,
jumpers,
yes,
something.
Yes,
Oh,
everything.
Christmas jumper day.
Snow.
Yeah.
When is Christmas Jumper Day? I'll have to
Christmas
look that up.
food.
So that'll be December the 6th.
Yeah.
So that's the new date for
But
Dark
at the
Awards
same
Architectural.
venue, the same
That's
venue
at
in Dalston,
MC
so-
Motors. Yeah, so same venue for the last time maybe. This year.
Yeah, because then
Depending
we might change it up again.
Yeah, I know.
But, and do you want to say something about your future plans or things you have in the pipeline? You do really cool things, so
Thank you.
tell us what's happening.
Well, actually, like personally, I would like to intensify a little bit the light art project, and I did a new art installation or performance also in Berlin called Scalar, and I'm trying to tour it now. So I'm hoping to bring it to London, to Paris, to
Yeah, we know a
New
place
York,
that
Tokyo,
that might be
or
good.
whatever. Oh, really? Yeah, that's because that's the main question we were talking about.
I don't know if
Where
It's a
to,
different-
where
it's a
to put
different
it.
type of
we do
thing.
because it's a
Where to
big
put it.
project. It's
Yeah.
a big project. But we're really hoping to help Chris bring it to London.
Yeah, this would
Right,
be
cool.
fantastic. Yeah.
It's a very epic project. It had 45,000
45,000
visitors.
visitors in 30 days.
Yeah, in Berlin.
Wow.
Pretty
Now
good.
that's
Well
a
going in
popular
Berlin.
light
Yeah.
installation. Mystery guest.
She's nodding. She's nodding.
Just over your face. Over your face.
Witness protection.
Shall we ask some light building
We could ask some light and building type questions. Have you noticed any trends this year at light and building? I know that's obviously a leading.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have.
Miniaturization,
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
sort of
It
big
is
thing.
quite reassuring that people are saying the same things, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's quite nice to
Well,
ask the same
it's
questions.
very
Yeah.
I mean that and human-centric
Yeah.
lighting.
Exactly.
Everybody's-
Buzz
I was
phrase.
wondering what they did before.
Yeah.
Apparently they were just lighting,
it
didn't
wasn't
care about the
human-centric,
humans.
no.
Yeah,
But
it
now
wasn't
they
for
do.
humans at all before. No.
Now they do. It was
Yeah.
for dogs.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has said the words human-centric lighting without a tone of cynicism in their voice. Have everything.
Yes.
Human-centric lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It changes colour, temperature, and
Yeah.
It's. I mean.
I did mention cynicism when I chaired a Philips lighting debate a couple of days ago about IoT and all that stuff. And I said that there seems to be some cynicism within the lighting design community. They were very surprised by that.
They were surprised.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
They should watch the 8 hours of this nonsense because
They were like-
virtually everybody. Has
No, we
been-
haven't. We
about
haven't
it.
noticed that.
A few weeks ago we did a lecture in Copenhagen for Louis Paulson, and our title was "Light is a Drug," with the idea being like we're the dealers and it should
Yeah.
be prescribed responsibly. And they
Yeah.
really didn't like the title, did
No,
they?
they
They were like, "Oh no, it's a bit
They went with it,
touchy."
yeah.
They did let us do it, but one of the things we talked about was something that Professor George Brainard said. That was in Eddie
Our
Dean
film,
film
Perfect Light film.
was
Yeah.
this idea that if people are selling systems that are that are healthy, this is like a phenomenal claim to be making, and that we should be sort of looking at making sure that they are
Used
medically safe
responsibly.
and used responsibly.
Yeah.
Because you said, didn't you, that IKEA are selling a human-centric
Yeah.
light.
They've got their own system.
So
Yeah.
you could take it home, you could plug it in, put it on blue, like blue light, late night,
Yeah.
oh, I love this. This is brilliant, that blue light. And then without knowing that actually you're doing the worst thing possible
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
your body.
It's dangerous.
So how would they know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think George Bernard's point is that you wouldn't have a drug and just use it as you want. It would be prescribed and controlled.
Be
If
tested,
you're saying
it
that
would,
light is a drug and effective, then it needs to be tested and treated in the same way.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, that's got serious all of a
I know,
sudden.
most
Yeah.
Bigger,
Yeah. You told me this was going to be light-hearted.
Paul's been here for 4.5 days, so
Right.
you must know the answer to
Best
who
snack.
has the best snack.
Urco.
Oh,
Oh, we had
wow!
that. Not
Nobody
come up
said
before.
that yet.
They've got a proper chef from a restaurant here in Frankfurt. It's the best food I've had.
Okay.
The
There you go.
pizzas are like paper thin and absolutely beautiful.
Have you had any good snacks?
Iguzzini was okay. we snuck in when they had their party. We were the only ones without the red hat.
They bring people that are catering come from the village in Italy where the factory is in
They
Recanati.
cater
Wow,
for
that's
factory
And
deep.
normally.
They bring
That
them over.
might
They
be
bring
the
their own
German
cooks.
restaurant.
Yeah.
So I should have
Bring in your own
Spätzle next
catering
year.
team
Yeah.
from Italy.
Okay, right. Best,
Go on.
best giveaways.
I forgot the company name, but they had super nice backpacks.
Prolift.
Yeah, everyone is queuing
You-
up like
you
crazy.
can't get through
Two
the,
of my
the
guys
alley,
in the
like
morning
the
left me
gangway.
alone to queue
But
up
how
for
come
the.
that? I thought that was really clever, really cool.
Yeah.
There are people queuing
Yeah.
to customise a bag.
Hundreds of people.
There's no one on their stand.
There is no one on the
Yeah, but
stand now.
The,
But
the
they're
name
back.
gets stuck. Yeah,
There's one. Is that a
Yeah.
ProLit one?
yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, yeah.
So people are, that's worked for
Yeah,
them.
that
Hasn't
worked.
it? But
Totally.
Yeah.
Any other giveaways?
It's been, I haven't fared so well, to be honest.
Have you not
I
said
refuse.
you know who I am?
Yeah, exactly. I refuse to queue up for a ProLift bag because it takes about an hour, the whole
It's-
process, and I just haven't got the time. I got a nice Bega power supply, for your
Oh,
phone
like a battery thing.
Oh, yeah.
which always come in handy. Always come in handy at trade shows.
Uh,
That's about it, really. I've not had.
disappointing.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
Disappointing.
yeah. You would expect more.
Where's the best place to go outside the fair for? No, you don't have to give that answer.
You don't have to say the Irish pub, Paul.
Where's the best place to go for a drink?
Well, you
in
have to
Frankfurt?
you have to go for Appleboy place. Apple
Oh,
apple
apple
wine,
cider.
apple cider you call
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
So and you drink it, then you get a huge what is it called in English?
Stein.
Yeah,
Like
like
a
a
thing.
like a
Yeah.
like a beer
Yeah.
stein, but it's called a bembel here. A
Bembel.
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 You order a bembel for
Uh-huh.
6 people, and then you get a little bit of sparkling water to kind of water it down.
Can you get that in lots of places or?
Yeah,
is it-
it's all over.
yeah.
These ones are like the really old traditional
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
The
And you
one-
eat the green sauce. You have to eat a dish with green sauce.
Okay.
It's made from a lot of, I don't know, 14 herbs or
Herbs,
something like
yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. With schnitzel, for example.
Perfect hangover cure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What more alcohol?
While getting hangover,
Yeah.
hung over, you eat
The
it.
new one. The new one. Okay. You were going to say
Well, yeah, it's O'Reilly's, I'm afraid.
O'Reilly's.
how many times have you been there?
Every night.
Every night in
Wow.
O'Reilly's.
It's just good to see people that you haven't bumped into at the show. Obviously, there's a big British contingent, but other people as well. Generally, I
Other
haven't.
nationalities may attend.
Generally, I haven't left the show until about 10 o'clock every night because of the
Really?
stand parties
Wow.
and
Who's had the best stand party?
Linear Light for me. That was a very good one. Although I didn't go to the XAL one, which is apparently that's the
Usually good, isn't it?
legendary one.
We've been
But
to both
Linear
of them.
Linear Light was good.
Lamp last
Oh, we
night.
went to Lamp last night.
Yeah.
Lamp had sort of something going on every night, and then on Wednesday night they had all the Latin Americans. In.
Yeah.
They said to us all, come on Monday, be the UK designers, your people. We're like, we don't want to come on that night. We want to come on the
Yeah.
South America night. It's more fun.
Yeah,
Uh,
very lively.
Let's pick a random question.
Okay, random questions. Oh no, that's boring.
Not so random then.
Randomly
That's
boring.
You've got lots of boring
What's
random
the best
questions.
thing about coming to Lighton Building?
For us, it's simply a case of literally all of our clients are here under
one
one
place.
roof. So it's worth going crazy for 1 week because it just happens every 2 years. So
Yeah.
we get to see everyone. We find out what's new. We do work on the commercial aspect as well with advertising and events, and it's just a golden opportunity, and it's worth getting absolutely shattered for and just really
Take a
pushing
week off
yourself
afterwards.
to do it because it is once every 2 years. So yeah, that's definitely it.
Christopher, you? Best thing about Lighton Building?
Meeting people, friends, clients, people who don't know us, people who know us, colleagues, everyone.
This is
You don't even need to make appointments. You just
turn on.
meet everyone, or they're your neighbor, or
This isn't the first time you've had a stand.
no,
kinetic
it's
lights,
like the
is it?
third or fourth time, I think. Yeah, I started here 6 years ago with a sponsored stand from the Wirtschaftsministerium. What is that? The Ministry
okay.
of Trade.
Yeah.
It was for free. They got me hooked. Now I'm back and I'm paying.
Nice
Yeah.
one.
So it works. Oh, thank you.
Look at this.
Who's the most
Seamless.
Who's the most interesting person you've bumped into? They don't have to be famous. I don't know.
Good question.
I'll let you take that one, Christopher.
Any really cool designs? The first person we met when we walked through
Literally
the doors
walk through the front
was
door.
Louis Claire.
Yeah.
He's a very famous man.
Yeah.
And always very outgoing and
Yeah.
happy to see you.
I had a very interesting chat with Tapio today. He's always coming up with fun stuff and not afraid to speak his mind about what he thinks of the state of the light and design profession.
Yeah.
So that was good today to learn what he's doing and what he thinks about everything. So and that was literally today.
For me, the most interesting guy was a very queer artist, and he told me he had these little plaquettes made from porcelain and white, and he sticks them in every museum in the world. So he's in all the famous museums next to the actual art pieces, and he even got
goes
into
out
some
and sticks
collections
them.
and something. So he
Does
has.
he photograph it?
Apparently, I don't know, but he makes them, and there's a little sticker tape on the back, and then he just puts them all over. He couldn't do it on our stand because it's black.
Yeah.
But obviously, you see it, you know.
Yeah.
Such an interesting guy, you know.
As well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Hidden installations and sees how long they last.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. We
What
know Paul has got a
Whoa.
really good answer
Yeah.
to this next question because we posted it on Facebook this morning and we're going
And
there
we
tonight.
might even go on your
Yeah.
recommendation.
What,
Yeah,
what have you seen
the
that's good in Luminale?
the neon thing. Neon, I can't remember.
Glow?
Feel
Neon,
the glow.
feel the glow. Yeah, that was cool. It was.
Have you been?
Yeah, by accident, because it
Yeah.
was just on the
On
way
the
home.
church.
I was
It's
like,
literally
"Oh,
like
cheer."
that's about 200 yards from my hotel. So that's the only good thing about my hotel is that it's conveniently located. But it's. I was walking back to the hotel last night and just saw this neon glow, and went in and there's a little mini exhibition, which was quite cool with the neon. But then there's this 80-minute documentary that's on a loop, so it's played all night about the history of neon, which is fascinating. Loads of stuff about Vegas and
Is it
New
about
York.
an film?
It's well,
Different.
it's different, but
I think it will be.
but what was crossing my mind with it is that we should try and do something with it, bring it to
Get
London.
them to
Because it's the
get
first
to
time.
Dartford.
It's the first time it's been in London, in Europe. Is in
okay.
Frankfurt.
I think we
It's
should
made
bring
in
it-
I
Australia.
was going to say, where's it made? In
It's
Australia?
an Australian
Okay.
director. Yeah, Lawrence. So I can't remember,
We're
but
going to go
we're gonna go
tonight.
tonight.
yeah,
Check it out.
it's good. It's really good, and it's not. It's a. They've got a little bar there, and various
It's a church,
things to see.
actually.
It's in a church. Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
church, yeah.
J-
And
Martin,
the funny thing about it was that they're using the church loudspeakers, and they have no bass, so it's very strange. It feels like I don't know, announcement in the 40s or 20s.
Yeah.
So that
Which
gives it-
kinda adds
yeah,
to the-
it adds to the
atmosphere,
atmosphere of the movie and
Oh,
everything. It's
cool.
really interesting. Yeah.
Martin and I once went to a neon workshop
We
to
did,
make our own
made
neon.
our own neon. There's a place
And-
in Wakefield.
Oh,
And we went and we thought, oh, we're gonna, come back, like one of those whole poems written and everything. really exciting. And at the end of the day, I made like this,
A bend.
Like
And
a
that-
bendy straw.
It was so rubbish. It was so hard to do.
Yeah.
Like when the
It's
glass
an art.
melts and it droops.
And you got
So difficult. We're not going to become.
Well,
neon.
the company involved with this exhibition is, I think it's the only neon manufacturer
One
left
left.
in Germany. Yeah.
No, in Frankfurt.
Just in Frankfurt.
There's
right.
the one old guy still doing it.
Yeah,
In
and they
Berlin,
show a
there's
film
like two
about
or
that as
three.
well.
Yeah, it's
There's
not
one in
many
Berlin
anymore. Yeah,
because we tried to get them to make something for
yeah,
us
exactly.
for Frankfurt about a week ago, but we were a little bit
We were a
short
little
on
bit
time.
late.
yeah. And the price was very
But it's
high.
a dying industry, isn't it? There's nobody
Yeah.
It's dying,
trading
yeah.
in it now. It's not being passed on.
Yeah. There's a really
is
nice
a shame.
neon museum in Warsaw, actually. They
I've seen
saved
that. It
all the
looks
old
fantastic.
neon advertisements from
Yeah.
Cold War time and put it in
Yeah.
a really crammy place. It's like it's too much of it, but it's fantastic. It's a really nice place.
Everyone loves neon.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
It's like
Yeah.
God's Own Junkyard in London.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even the
that-
person in the corner loves neon.
Even our secret guest.
Waking up and hearing
In
neon.
London, there's a place called God's Own Junkyard, which
Ah, yeah.
is a guy who used to make lots of neon signs. He's passed it on to his son now, and his son makes them, and he makes them for Hollywood movies. He did the Stark sign on the side of the Avengers Tower, and he's got some really famous bits of neon
Great.
there. And he makes signs as well, doesn't he, and displays.
And then you've got the neon boneyard in Vegas as well.
Yeah, which was part of this.
That was in it in
That
the
was in the
film.
film.
be
But
the next
it's
perfect
not a
example.
single company selling anything neon on the light and building. Yeah? Could be
No.
a retro trend,
That was
actually.
one of our questions. Have you seen anything that isn't an LED?
Personally,
Not
no.
really. Even the light bulbs that look like old light bulbs are LED
There's
now.
two stands with lasers we've been
Oh
on.
yeah. Okay.
We know
Oh,
you
there's
like
the
lasers.
Yeah.
the laser downlight thing in.
In the courtyard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Parhelion.
Yeah.
Parhelion, yeah.
And Stanley Electric have
The laser,
Yeah.
laser phosphor things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is transforming.
Yeah.
Last question.
Last question. What, like from the random pile of ones?
But not
What's
so
the
random.
most unusual product
Or
you've
the
seen?
funniest.
We've seen an illuminated strawberry.
A light that looks like a condom.
Yeah.
Right, I haven't been to these
Ian Ruxton
stands.
showed a photograph of an illuminated dolphin. But
Oh,
have you been
sweet.
to the Ingolmara?
Yeah.
They're sort of like
This blow-up stuff.
inflatable things.
Yeah.
But I have
Yeah.
to say, I mean, I love him. I follow him for so many years, and he's always trying up front and so on. But that stuff, I just thought it's shit.
It looks like really,
Really,
like an
the
old
quality
industrial
was
fitting.
bad. It was a funny idea to make a blow-up tube and put a neon strip, LED
LED
strip
strip in it.
inside, but it just didn't look good.
No.
Sorry.
Oh, I
mean,
all
We
about
thought that
honesty.
stand looked amazing, like the
It was a
green
funny
colour
idea.
and the
Yeah,
red
the contrast
door
with
looks superb,
entrance.
like
Yeah,
it's
like
tremendous.
exactly. But
then you've
the
got
stuff
the,
they're
like,
showing
plastic
was,
bags for them.
I've
that
actually
I
taken
didn't
pictures
convince me.
at the wall.
Yeah, that part was cool. But also when they opened the side door by accident and the green light from inside and the red outside, or the other way around, that was really
Nice
good. Yeah.
work. Okay, we're going to release you back into the wild and have a
Thank
little
you.
break and then come back with another guest, another mystery guest.
A mystery because we don't know
So we
who.
say thank you to Chris, to Paul, and
Thank
to
you.
Thank you.
Okay, it's back. We're live again. We've got our next mystery guest to be revealed.
So we have Susanna Antico with us. Can you tell us a little bit about your company and where
Yes.
you're based and what you do?
Yes, I work in Milano. I have my own company, and I do mainly outdoor lighting in Belgium, in Switzerland, in Italy. Finally, lately.
Finally in Italy.
I'm also
Yay.
working in Italy. I teach in Milano and in Belgium. And I'm too busy with too many things, like running uphill, the Italian Lighting
So you're
Designer
running the
Association.
Italian Lighting Designers
I'm still the
Association.
chairman
Yeah,
of
okay.
it for
That
the
is
second
that's a
term.
full-time job almost by itself.
It
isn't
is.
How many members does it have?
50.
15.
Yeah.
50.
It's quite big, yeah.
Yeah. But we are unfortunately known to be very much a northern side of Italy association. We would like
okay.
to be
Okay.
more spread out. But
Yeah.
we actually signed now an agreement with ILD, a friendship agreement.
Okay, that's good.
So that's nice.
Yeah.
Because in every country, when the country has difficulties in working as lighting designers,
Yeah.
you just get more close,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
complain, and having some contacts with colleagues from other
Yeah.
countries helps you.
Yeah,
Because you
yeah.
discover that the situation is the same.
Same.
It's just a matter of
Where you are.
There you
of
are.
describing it.
Yeah. And Italy, to me, has always seemed like the lighting designers are always quite spread out around Italy. Like,
Actually, there are a lot of lighting designers in Italy.
yeah,
The bad thing is that they like to work alone. They don't merge into big teams.
yeah.
And there are a lot of good lighting designers, Italian ones, that work like in the UK,
So
all
like
around
single
the world.
studios, just one person.
Yeah, one, two persons,
Yeah.
and what can you do? It's very
Yeah.
difficult to
Yeah.
do anything.
So how long have you been at Light and Building?
Very long.
Feels
Too
like
long.
forever.
Or was it one day but it felt like 4 days?
No, I can't say unfortunately, but I arrived on Friday evening.
Wow.
I had
Okay.
meetings all day on Saturday. And I decided to stay for a while this time, because last time I stayed like for 2 nights, 3 days, or 1 night, 2 days, and I said it's too short, I'm running. So this time I stayed almost 5 days.
Too long.
Too long.
Yeah. And you're leaving
Today,
Yeah, so,
well,
yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
Straight from
Yeah.
here.
So we've been asking people about trends and whether there are particular things they've seen repeating throughout the show. And mostly people are giving us the same answer.
Yeah.
So what's your
Let's
opinion?
see mine.
Yeah.
Well, one attitude, one reaction I had was, well, and then?
Yeah.
What now? Everyone has it smaller and smaller and smaller. Everyone is counting, but what do we do with this data?
Yeah.
And so I think it's like you are at the red lights with a motorbike. Vroom, vroom. No, who is
Everybody's ready to go, but
where it's
Yeah.
a bit difficult. I also have the feeling that this technology is very overwhelming for all of us. We can do a lot, but what shall we do that it's really good and works and is effective? It's still difficult.
So
Yeah.
we have all this technology they're presenting to us, but
Yeah.
how are we going to use
We need
it?
to build a culture. We need
How
to
will we
yeah,
apply
to
it?
use it,
Yeah.
apply
Yeah,
it properly.
yeah.
And also to calm down a bit and be able, to see, okay, so
Yeah.
what can I do?
Yeah.
Because
What can you do that's actually worth doing?
Or useful,
Yeah.
useful,
useful
to,
sort
to
of
people, to
application.
projects.
yes,
That's what we did. There's not a lot. There's a lot of. You're right. A lot of smart technology and talking about technology,
Yeah.
but there's not a lot of examples or use cases. Then, yeah, you've got this. This is how you should use it, or this is how you could use it.
yeah, or nothing that is really so new that
Yeah.
you would say, oh, okay, this has solved so many problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the product front, have you been looking for something specific for a project, or are you just trying to take in everything? Or?
I'm right now busy with the Cathedral of Antwerpen. And
Wow.
it's very funny because in January we had a mock-up, and I see an email passing that says, Susanna was surprised. She doesn't know we open on September 1st. So I went to the mock-up and said, what's going on? And so yes, we changed our mind. We're not renovating the tower, so we're opening a year and a half before. So this meant that now, since January, every 2 weeks we are having a test, a mock-up, and I was very close to WEF and to Schroeder,
Yeah.
that are the companies that are in the big book of the city of Antwerp.
Yeah.
You know, they do a pre-selection, they bring the luminaires to the
Okay.
So
laboratory.
they're
Yeah.
like approved.
Yeah.
Approved suppliers.
Approved suppliers that make things easier for cities for maintenance and so
Yeah.
on. And so we were struggling to find some very, very narrow beam to hit this clock at 70 meters
Yeah.
high or 80 meters from very far. And so I sort of knew what was on the market, and
Yeah.
I was very concentrated with that. And I do very little interior, but in interior I saw some nice things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some um, regulation of lighting beams, very
Yes.
clean, very
Yeah.
nice. I saw also dirty ones, so I'm not going to say which ones because
Yeah.
the
Some are good, some-
manufacturer is going to be very unhappy. But I saw some very good ones. I saw new finishes. They're
That-
very
yeah,
interesting.
people have said a lot of
very
natural
soft,
finishes and-
very
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And this amazing thing, this button, push button,
Right.
with piezoelectric, you know, like a lighter.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
this
okay.
little, you know, Vimar,
Vimar, yeah.
has done it with Kazambi.
Okay.
You know that?
Yes.
And it's amazing that this little sparkle gives enough energy to have this system
Yeah.
go. And
Yeah.
so it's amazing. You have no electricity, don't have anything.
Yeah,
you
they
can
don't
stick
need
this
battery,
push
just
button.
need- Yeah.
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 That's really astonishing. I
Yeah.
found it very, very, very interesting.
Have you got a favourite hall? Is there a hall you like the best?
This is a tricky question because when I come to Leiden Building, we say in Italian, I give the worst of myself. I drink, I smoke. So my favorite halls is where the marvelous wine was,
Yeah. Yeah.
and where nice food
Food
was.
was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have been asking people who has the best food on their stand, and we've had all different answers.
We've had quite a lot of different answers to
Yeah.
the best food.
What's your opinion?
Well, I discovered myself to be very traditional. So I went to Reggiani, that had
Yeah.
a marvelous
Yeah.
stand this year, and
Yeah.
also great food. And Lucia Light had great food also
Okay.
during the party. And Neri had great food, but
These are all Italian
very,
Yeah, yeah.
very
companies you mentioned.
Italian this year. I don't know why.
We had pasta at I Gazzini, didn't we? And that was really nice.
I imagine, yeah. No,
Yeah, they had a good food.
And the mozzarella, or
Mozzarella.
burrata,
Wow.
whatever it was really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yes, yes.
Okay, should we let Susanna
We should
go
let Susanna head
so she
off
can go home?
Back into the
Thank you
wild.
for talking to us, and
Thank you.
safe flight home. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, babies.
There you go. Now we are live.
Now we're live.
It's just a million hours of me on the internet going.
Are we live?
Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? In
And,
different tops.
and in half of them, we're not live.
We're
No,
not
I
live.
know.
The audio's not on properly,
Okay.
but I think it's working.
But we
this
are
time.
live, and
We are.
we have a random man called John.
I'm a random man.
He's
John.
special, so we've
Was
set
that-
him up. John
I
Cam.
Got John Cam, hold on, let me.
I have special needs.
I'm going
and
to switch to John Cam. Hold on.
So-
Where's John Cam
switch
gone?
to
There's-
John Cam.
Are we dead yet?
John Cam's froze. John just froze my cam.
We're really
No, it's just me
professional.
not moving. I was just not.
He's dead.
He's dead.
The camera's not dead. John's dead.
right.
Right, hold
Tell
on,
us
let me
when it's
read
all working.
John Cam.
Are we still on?
We're still on, and that cam is
Are we
there.
still in
is
the
on.
21st
What you'll
century.
notice, John,
that cam
is
is
how
now on.
professional we are, how overwhelmingly
is-
professional the setup is, and what we're doing.
I-
You must be astounded.
Well, it's better than carving it out of a rock. You know,
Yeah.
here we are. Anything's better. Just yeah.
Do we
Production
have
value.
Do we have John Cam?
Can you tell what it is yet?
No, we've
Which we're not allowed to
totally
say
lost
anymore.
John Cam.
But then he can't.
Oh, that's no good.
He can't do his
Oh, hold
special
on.
act
I
without his
can-
camera.
I can do. Yes, we can.
I,
Look,
I brought my finger puppet, and you know
we
it's.
can make this into John Cam. There.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh, there.
there he is. That's a bit scary. Don't.
But that's actually not live.
Right,
at the
remember,
moment.
my
That's the-
daughter's watching. Don't scare her. I think we got Ellie in
We've
shot.
lost. No, we've
Yeah.
lost Ellie now.
No, Ellie, stand up and wave. Come on, you can't
Stand
be
up
that
and wave, Ellie.
hungover. It's Ellie Grierson
This
here
is
from
Ellie.
the UK.
That's Paul over there.
Paul James is still here.
Still
Must
here.
be the
Got nothing better to
cocktails.
do.
Real John Cam is back.
Okay,
We're
right.
back.
So we've got John
Okay.
Bullock here.
Thank
John,
you.
can tell us who you are and what you do.
All right. My name's John Bullock, and I'm a lighting designer. But I also work for these guys writing about lighting because it was time to give something back. Not quite sure what we're giving back, but people seem to like it.
It's emotional.
It's,
so
I'm crying.
I know, well,
I'm crying.
It's that's just the way it is. Someone asked me the other day what my ambition was, and I looked at it and said, at this age, to find a decent way to die. Okay, so
It's a bit deep.
this is.
Deep
Well, no. Well,
It
well,
is Thursday at Lighting Building.
I don't think anyone's ever going to ask me that question again,
We
for
can
fear of what.
Yeah,
you,
we can
go on
on
then.
air. John, what's your ambition in life?
Well, I think at this stage of my career, it's probably just trying to find a decent way to die.
Should we plan the sort of the shrine and the
Sure.
funeral?
What music would you have played at your funeral?
Well, now this is an interesting one, isn't it? Because in
Or
a
would-
sense, I won't be there.
Right.
Yeah.
So-
but what music would you have played for your loved ones?
Oh, yeah. Oh, let's. This is a random man being asked random questions at a random time.
It's-
What would
it-
I have?
It's near the end of line building. We're all broken humans.
That's absolutely true. What would it be? It might be. Well, hey, the entire album of Ogden's Not Gone Flake by the Small Faces. One of the best albums ever made, and it's got Professor Stanley Unwin on side too.
Okay, and you
So
make
for-
everyone
for
sit-
the older watchers.
Okay. I'm going to download that on Spotify or
Okay.
Signify.
I think
whatever
you
it's
should.
called now.
What?
John's going to do something special for us.
I'm going to do something because it's the
and
sort
it
of
is
thing
clean. It's clean.
For the
I do. Well,
children.
I've been asked to sing a song because the word has got out that I occasionally sing songs, you see. And can I do something with it's got lighting in it? Well, no. But what I can do is got something, it's about the inappropriate things that might happen when there's not enough light in it. Okay?
Okay.
This is a Victorian song, and I have to...
Is it a rugby song?
It's not a rugby song. It's a music hall song, and I have to admit, it does have gender issues.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't want Sharon hitting me halfway through saying
No,
you
no, no,
cannot
no, no,
possibly
no, no,
say
no,
that
that's-
in
that's
2018.
Okay. This is like the equivalent of community radio.
Okay.
Sharon's
The other
cat
thing is it's only a
watching.
snippet. It's one verse, and I don't know where the song comes from. I've only ever
Okay.
known this verse. I've never known anybody else who knows it, and so to all you listeners and watchers out there, if anybody knows this song and
Tell him
knows
what it
where
is.
it comes from, will you
Yeah.
tell me what it
Yeah.
is?
That's a good competition.
What will they win?
My eternal thanks until I find a decent way to die.
And an invite to the funeral.
And an invite to the funeral.
Where they could
Yes.
sing this song.
And we will all be singing. Percy fell in love and married Mabel. Took her to the dear old Isle of Wight. Couples everywhere, spooning anywhere, going through the tunnel dark as night. Oh, Mabel started giggling in the moonlight. Oh, Percy, do stop kissing me, said she. Percy shouted out, will someone strike a light? There's somebody kissing the wife instead of me. Keep your hands off, that's mine. Keep your hands off, that's mine. Now you just be careful what you do. That little bit of fancy work, she doesn't belong to you. She's a nice girl, I know, and she squeezes absolutely so. You can do just what you want with any other fella's wife, but keep your hands off, that's mine. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Round of applause. So, if I was on The Voice, my chair would be turning round now, and I'd want you on my team.
That's it,
I'm-
your
I'm-
chair
I'm
would be
laugh-
wet through. I
Laughing
know.
with happiness.
Tears
laughing
of
with
joy.
happiness.
Tears of joy.
I was just saying, thank you, John.
It was an overwhelming
I'm
pleasure.
Speechless. I'm speechless.
Absolutely. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
the tears will come later. Thank you, world, for paying attention.
Premiere.
And I'll see you out there if you don't see me first.
Hey.
Hey.
Let's get him a gin. Get him a
Can you
gin.
have a gin?
Can I have a gin now?
Make it a double. Wow. Okay. Only from Lux Magazine. That's quality. That's fantastic. You're on now.
We're live again.
We are again.
Just saying there's probably hundreds of minutes of me on the internet saying, are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Are we on?
There yet?
We're coming to the end of the day, so we just have a couple more guests, and we have 3 guests from Brazil. It's very exotic.
Our most exotic guest.
Yeah, our last guest is from England, so he's not so exciting.
Yeah.
But
We did sing though.
so
To ours.
so we have Orlando, we have Paula, and we have Fernanda, and we're gonna just ask you to explain a little bit about what you do, who you work for, or where you come from. Would you like to start?
Yes, sure. I come from Brazil, São Paulo actually, and I'm a lighting designer and architect. I have my own business, and I work with ASBAI as well, which is the Brazilian Association of Lighting Designer. I work with Paula there, and we've been there since
2013.
20.
But ASBAI's been around for quite a long time, hasn't it?
Yes.
It's quite an old. How many years?
2001. 2001.
I think people, for us, like people in Europe, we're quite surprised then when we found out there's a massive community of lighting designers in Brazil with your own organisation, doing your own events.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I'm
Well,
a little bit shy. I'm not used to.
It's okay, it's only Sharon's mom.
She's really nice.
Are you a lighting designer as well, Paula?
Yes, I am a lighting designer as well.
In the
yes.
same practice as Fernanda, or are you?
No, I have a studio
Okay.
called Senda, and I'm working with lighting design since 2008. Yes.
And then
I'll just sit back, Sharon. You do all the talking.
Orlando has lots of hats.
Lots of
So-
hats, yes. Lighting designer in São Paulo, from Brazil. My office has about 6 people there. I'm also editor of the light design magazine, El Fazim, in Brazil. Only in Portuguese, unfortunately. But nice magazine, we like it. And I'm also curator of LED Forum. Yeah, it's event, light design event in São Paulo in August, 23rd, 24th this year.
This year?
This year. And it's the biggest of South America. Yeah, it's annually.
And so LED Forum, is it a trade show or a conference?
Conference and trade show.
Okay.
Yes, we combine both. So we have speakers from all over the world, half South American, half internationally.
Yeah.
Every year we are in a 9th edition. Next year, 10 years.
Wow.
We're planning an all-star
Yeah.
event for next year. And this year is also very nice. So yeah, both education and community and
Yeah.
trade.
Yeah.
And parallel to the LED Forum, there is the Light Week on which LED Forum takes place.
Yeah.
And ASBAI, together with LED Forum, we organize an international workshop every year. So we are going to our 5th edition.
Wow.
And we have also the big party Lighting Lovers.
Sounds good.
On the last day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'd be very surprised if you weren't having a party in Brazil. It would be very disappointed if you weren't having a party. Can you tell us a bit more about ASBAI and what you do, or what is the activities?
Yes. We are about 100 members and associates. We have some sponsors, and we are for the next 2 years. Our main focus will be on growing the sense of community of the lighting design. Actually integrating lighting designers and manufacturers and the media, doing more activities to integrate people, and also to have people a little bit more active for the profession, other than only stay on their offices. And so this is why we are planning activities for this year and next year that are always with this focus.
So you've obviously come a long way to get to Lighton Building. It's a supreme effort, I guess, to get here. How long have you been here, and when did you arrive? When are you leaving?
I arrived on Sunday. We went to Amsterdam first to take a little tourism, but unfortunately our flight didn't come to Frankfurt because of the snow. And then we have had a long trip to get here, but it's been a very busy week for us because as we come from very far away, we want to make the most of it, so we are...
You have to stay longer as well. Cannot only come for 3 days. You have to cross the Atlantic, remember?
Yeah.
To get it here, 4 hours time difference. So we have to...
Takes a day or two to get used to that.
Yeah, and we start to get used to. We have to come back.
Did you bring the right clothes for the weather?
Yes.
Weather, there's a snow inside here. So we haven't left the building.
Even we didn't have the right clothes. I went to the shops and bought gloves.
Really? I did. I bring the.
Yes.
Yes.
I did. I knew it was cold, but I didn't know it would be that cold or that snow. So we bought extra clothes. So.
Yeah, we are always...
Luminale.
We haven't been to anything at the Luminale yet at all, but tonight is our Luminale night. So we have one recommendation from Paul, the editor of Arc magazine, which is a neon exhibition called Feel the Glow. And he said that's really good. They're showing a movie about neon and the history of neon, as well as being a small exhibition. What else have we been recommended? Sabine de Schutter from Berlin. Their studio has a piece called Your Point of View. That's been recommended.
That's in the park, isn't it? Or I can't remember the name, but it's in
and
the park.
the lady from Denmark who wears the red suit, whose name I've forgotten, recommended the famous square, which I've forgotten the name of the famous square, but she said there were a lot of good installations there. Have you got some things you're planning to see?
I have a tour with World Architects. They organized that tonight, so I'm looking forward to see the whole thing, even the tour, how they organized the tour. So I haven't seen nothing yet.
I didn't see anything special. Seen something here and that, but
we're planning to go to today too.
We hope to see something interesting later.
Thank you for asking my question. Now, does Sao Paulo, do you have a light festival in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, in Rio? Or?
No, we don't. No.
That's really surprising. Lots of European cities now all have light festivals.
Yes.
Really common. Amsterdam has one, London has one.
Yes.
I guess we start our light week with Asbai, and only in the 3rd edition we managed to have a light installation after the workshop.
Yeah.
So for a few hours. So we're getting there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Slowly we're getting there.
You've got to start small and build up.
Yes.
But it's a really, we find there seems to be a really good way to engage people. So members of the public come out. Everybody likes to come out and look at light art. It's really appealing.
Last question. What's the best thing about coming to Lion Building?
Meeting people, old friends, making new ones. I think that's it, of course. It's about people.
It's the same.
It's about people.
It's not about the lights.
Yes.
It's not about lights, it's about
Sorry,
people.
manufacturers.
Light connects us together.
Yeah, light is a good connector of people. Do you agree?
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
Sure.
Totally agree. Totally
Of course,
agree.
to have nice things to see. All of these manufacturers prepare nice things.
Yeah.
And we look forward to specify them if you can.
Is there a standout product or manufacturer that you've seen, your favourite? What's the most inspiring product?
It's a difficult question.
It is a difficult question.
Yes. Because I think it's not about a special product, but how can I say this? I think it's about the way the light is going to.
Yeah, the trends.
The trends.
Directions.
Yes, directions, and we don't know. I can see this in this edition. I can see where are we going.
Yeah.
And I don't know the next fair.
Yeah.
Maybe you
Yeah.
can see
Yeah,
something like this.
Brilliant. Thank you for stopping by to talk to us.
Thank you.
It's been really nice to meet you all. Are we going to take? Is this our last one, or are we? We've got one more. A present. Okay. Well, let's pause this. Get our presents. This is the last chance you've got to talk to your mom.
I'm going to see her tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. The only person watching, we're convinced, is Sharon's mom and daughter.
I think by
Hello,
now
Campbell.
she's left because, you know, the subject.
Really? Put a cup of tea on.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks,
this is
Sharon.
our last interview. Well, it's not even an interview. It's a casual chat with our friend Stuart Alexander
Hello.
of Michael Grubb Studios.
He's come all the way from the south coast of England to be with us today.
Yeah, really, the far south coast. I started in Porthcurno at the Telegraph Museum where the cable comes off the Atlantic, and now I'm here. It took me, I had a 5-minute turnaround from getting back to getting in the taxi.
To go to the
You-
airport.
I grabbed my
You live your
passport and
life
got in
on
the
the
taxi.
edge, don't you? You live your
Wow,
life
yeah,
on the
edge of cliffs.
He
Yeah.
never stops.
We've been asking loads of sensible questions. We will ask you 5 stupid questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the best snack you've had since being here?
Oh, O-M, absolute.
Where?
O&M.
O&M, okay.
O&M. Yeah,
I
best.
know what you mean.
best.
What's that-
You had
what's
to, I don't know, it was something strange with the LED, so I wasn't sure if it was real or if it had been there a week, but then it was actually amazingly fresh, and they would never put anything bad or non-fresh onto the stand. So, yeah, exceptional. Sorted me right out.
Oh, you're the first person to
mention
mention
their
ODAS. You can have it on camera.
Okay, fine. It's not the
I
BBC.
just keep missing my straw.
No. You're also
Okay.
allowed to mention companies. You're also allowed to be critical.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, best place to have a drink in Frankfurt.
Well, there's I would only describe it as a Hogarth painting, but the Irish bar is entertaining. The best drink, I didn't really expect to start drinking today, but I had 1 or 2 drinks, and I made a match-up between 2 people, and it was Etlin Lux, who make a smart fabric, and then I went over and saw their opposite, Rob Bowie and UFO, fiber optics guys, and then I got the Germans to start speaking with the full Brexit English guys. I hope you don't mind me saying that. And they had an amazing conversation. I think it's the only person who could convince me that it's a good idea, and it was an amazing conversation. And I apologise to Martin from Ed Lux for making him drink whiskey quite early and having to go to talk to customers earlier, because it was the most peaty whiskey I've possibly ever had.
And that was today?
Okay.
Yeah, it's about making people meet each other that we're an opposite, and they're really close to each other. So it's and then we were testing their fabrics with
his fibre optic.
Yeah, and it was fun. Find something new and talk. Why is it interesting? How does it get developed? What's the difference?
I bet people rarely talk
to the stand next to them.
Stands on
Yeah,
something. I bet
absolutely.
they
I mean,
really
really,
do.
like,
Yeah.
I think that's where the next pushing comes. And, like, I
That
like
would be
it when people...
connected, wouldn't it?
That's
Yeah.
real
It would be
connection.
Yeah, it's a real connection.
Okay, 3 more strange questions.
I've only asked
What's-
one. That was just
No,
okay.
we did snacks, we did drinks.
Okay.
What's the silliest
Most unusual, strangest, ridiculous light you've seen.
one that made you laugh?
I saw, like, a spinning wire cable spinning around a light, and then it had a light projector, small projector behind it, and then it made video on that spinning round because of the frequency.
No.
Wow.
I was staring at it for ages while getting a very technical lighting talk about CRI and product development and management and how they're making these. Whoa.
That happens when we
Is
have
this
to
the
stop.
human-centric lighting?
That's the end of 5.
It's human-centric.
So that was quite entertaining. There's lots of random stuff that is just so
we've seen
bonkers.
an
What's yours?
eliminated
Yeah.
Strawberry, which was...
Oh, that doesn't sound too strange.
No.
Can't you get them on a lamppost? That's been around for years.
Oh, no, I thought it was new. I thought I'd just discovered it.
It's
I can't
in
see
this
myself
hall. You've only been in
specifying
hall 4, haven't you?
No,
5.
we've been to hall 8.
Been to hall
Beat
8.
that.
We've left the building.
Yeah.
Okay, that was 3 questions.
And I'm going to have to turn our brightness up because our light has changed. There we go.
Hello.
Questions from the
Yeah,
final
go for it.
questions. We can do this now. Best giveaway.
Oh, I've only had one giveaway, and I think I need to go and pick up some more before I've gone. The best giveaway, apart from mild alcohol, I've only picked up one thing, which is Lucent had some mild bags, but they had the recyclable coffee cup. I thought that was a nice trick because I've wanted to buy one for ages, and I don't drink. I'm starting to not drink caffeine anymore. So, but at least I have one. That's really boring. Sorry.
No, it's not.
No one's mentioned that.
Everybody
before.
mentions the Prolict bags.
Yeah, that's
which you
where I
have
want to
queue
go.
for a couple of hours.
Do you?
to get- yeah.
Oh, is it like Legoland?
Customizable
Hundreds
bags.
of people queuing up.
Like Legoland.
Yeah, it's worse. It's worse.
Last question.
Okay, what would be your top tip for the first-time visitor to Lighton Building?
Well, as I was about to text my colleagues, our WhatsApp group between our colleagues is called Light and Bewilderment. And I think that's a great way to determine how Light and Build feels as a first time. Last time I was really lucky because I built a stand with Roscoe and designed it, and it was really amazing to see the setup and the amount of effort people go to. So I do have a lot of respect for everyone that's done something here. And I do feel that the first time viewer, just hope that your boss doesn't send you for one day and you've got a flight in the evening, because you need just so much, and it's way more pertinent and important to see how people represent themselves and how much effort they go to make you understand about the industry, and also to just like embrace it, kind of like a weird cathedral of light, that you should feel the passion that everyone's putting into light and trying to make something good happen. There's a lot of people trying to make money, but there's a lot of people trying to make great things happen.
And also educate.
Yeah.
It's really
Oh,
important that we all understand sort of the messages that
Yeah,
a lot of manufacturers
Exactly.
have, so.
I had an amazing conversation yesterday with someone from Microsoft Lighting, and I was like, "But I don't want to buy lights. I want to buy more than lights. I want to buy the service at the beginning, and I want to buy the aftercare and the ending.
Yeah.
So kind of like nothing you would get in a relationship, but like everything you should get if you dreamed a perfect
Oh,
relationship.
look at that. Way to end. The drinks are just
Now
coming
I feel
in.
like a celebrity. Now I feel like a celebrity.
Someone's brought you champagne. People are taking photographs. It's all good here. Just carry on.
Next line
So,
building,
yeah.
I would like Stuart Alexander to do his own tour, and we come on it.
Oh, that'd be
Because-
good, wouldn't it?
Because
Yeah.
some of the products you've mentioned are companies, A, I don't know, and B, I haven't seen, and I've been here since
Crikey,
Thursday.
I only got here last
So,
night.
no,
Yeah.
So next time,
Okay.
Stuart Alexander's
Yeah.
tour.
I'd like
So I
Stuart
think your picks
Alexander.
are sort of quite eclectic
Esoteric, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I'd like to go
Esoteric.
and talk to the laser people as well and then explain it to me.
Oh, where's that?
stuff. Stanley
Ah,
Electric
there's
and
two-
Parhelion.
What? Just speak numbers to me. Hall what?
I'll tell
Wall
you
4.1 and outside
Oh,
in the Agora.
What's it called?
So,
Parhelion.
Parhelion.
Phosphor activated by
Really?
laser through a diffraction grader.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Oh.
And
Sci-fi.
Stanley Electric.
How is there no? We should
asked
have.
to go in their back room.
Oh, right.
Their VIP
Okay.
room, it wasn't called their
Can we
back
go
door.
in
I almost got above the elder led stand to see the technology there. I was almost excited that I had the not the spec level, but the respect level to be able to see this technology above and see.
You stop climbing up the stand.
So we're going to finish.
Right,
But
I did
Stuart
bring a
bought-
present for
he's
you.
bought something.
I bought you a present, and I got a bit wound up by people and the build up to PLDC, not PLDC, Lion Build,
Like
got a-
bewilderment.
Light and Bewilderment.
I think that's much better now.
Kind of keep going on about connectivity and Bluetooth as a specific one, and I'm very pro open source, and I'm
Yeah.
very pro the fact that we should have something that anyone can kind of understand to be able to fix, and open programming and not someone.
No
Oh wait,
barriers.
yeah.
No proprietary.
Exactly. You've got better terminologies than me. You've done this before. And so I had a bit of a thought to myself. It's like, I should make a bit of a statement so I can tell people who's trying to sell me connectivity on every stand, I don't want it. So I designed a T-shirt, and it's cables, just
Look.
cables.
I could switch to Stuart Alexander. Can hold on a minute. Somehow, there we go.
I have to get on the store. So, and the design is like the Illuminati eye, and we have live, neutral Earth, cables, and it's about the Illuminati eye telling you, look at what you already have. And anyone could look at it and go, right, I work out where that's going and what that's doing and how
I
that.
should have done that.
And then the technology afterwards can, in the computer software interfaces, and they suggest a question back at this connectivity, because I'm the demographic they should be selling to. I'm the young person, and I'm really into technology. So why am I flying the flag for cables? I should be the person going, give me all this crazy, I want this. But I think I've had so many problems with it.
Yeah.
And the fact it's not open is the final word about this. So yeah, you have it. So I've rolled them as a cable, and this is for you too.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you.
I've rolled it as a cable.
You're the first person all week that's brought us a present. That's lovely. Ta-da! We need to learn the explanation now, though.
What?
Just give people your phone number. When they ask what it means.
Oh, I have a mobile phone, so it's not a landline. Don't worry.
You want to connect it?
If you want the... No, you're welcome. It's a bit different, and it was just I thought it was just funny. And also...
It is funny. It's a very nice
I
design
have
as well.
to say a big shout out to all my friends on Facebook that I didn't put it in the open forum. I kept it private on Facebook. A big shout out to my friends who crowdfunded this to get professionally screen printed.
Oh, wow.
30 people wanted one, and I feel happy. It's my first crowdfunding attempt, and I'm proud.
And you've crafted?
Yeah.
It is a really cool looking t-shirt, isn't it?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, we're over and out, I think.
I think we are. We're
Over
over
and out,
the limit.
Over and out.
Yeah. Bye.
Is that it?
See you in 2 years.
Is it gone off?
No, it's still on.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is it on
I've
yet?
got to say goodbye or hello to Fraser because apparently he watched as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So I think my whole family,
Yeah.
one by one, tuned in.
Tuned into this.
So thank you. I'll
This-
see you all tomorrow.
This is all going to be like insomnia. This is exactly what it'll be like.
Yeah, yeah.
People YouTubing.
All the time, everywhere.